The WNBA has always been filled with rivalries, drama, and debates, but never before has the spotlight been this intense. And at the center of it all is a shocking feud between the most powerful voice in sports media, Stephen A. Smith, and one of the league's most polarizing young stars, Angel Reese. What began as a simple on-air remark has exploded into a firestorm that now has fans, analysts, and even other players taking sides. Stephen A., the face of ESPN for decades, has built his career on bold statements and fearless opinions. He's never been afraid to challenge superstars, whether it's LeBron James, Kevin Durant, or even NFL legends. But this time his target wasn't a long-established veteran. It was Angel Reese, a 22-year-old rookie still carving her place in the WNBA. On his show, with millions watching, Stephen A. made a statement that shook the basketball world, declaring that Angel Reese's fame was built not on her performance on the court but on social media antics, drama, and personality-driven hype. For a league that has always fought for respect, and for a young star determined to prove herself, these words were like gasoline poured onto an already burning fire. Reese did not stay quiet. Within hours, she went live on Instagram and fired back, saying that if Stephen A. spent as much time uplifting the WNBA as he does tearing her down, the league would already be in a better place. Those words set social media ablaze. Hashtags like #StandWithReese began trending, with thousands of fans accusing Stephen A. of protecting Caitlin Clark while targeting Reese unfairly. For many, this wasn't just about basketball, it was about deeper issues of media favoritism, race, and how young women athletes are portrayed in sports. Suddenly, the feud wasn't just Reese versus Stephen A. It was fans versus analysts, players versus media, and the entire league caught in the middle. But Stephen A. didn't back down. On the very next episode of his show, he doubled down with even harsher words, claiming he always speaks the truth whether people like it or not, and insisting that if Angel Reese truly wants to be a star, she has to prove it on the court, not on TikTok or Instagram. His fiery response only escalated the tension, creating a clear line in the sand. Some fans praised him for saying what others were too afraid to say, while others slammed him for disrespecting a young player still adjusting to the league. The debate grew so loud that it overshadowed actual games being played, with reporters spending more time asking Reese about Stephen A. than about her team's performance. Supporters of Angel Reese, including WNBA teammates, former players, and celebrities, rallied behind her, arguing that she is one of the few rookies actively bringing new fans into the league. They believe Stephen A.'s comments were not only unfair but dismissive of the challenges Reese faces as she balances the pressure of being both an athlete and a public figure. And then came the Caitlin Clark factor. Clark, who entered the league alongside Reese, has been widely celebrated by the media and credited with boosting WNBA ratings. Many fans accuse Stephen A. of going easy on Clark while coming down hard on Reese, fueling speculation that his comments were rooted in favoritism. Whether true or not, it added another layer of intensity, with fans asking if this feud was really about performance or about who the media wants as the face of women's basketball. Meanwhile, Reese continued to hold her ground. In interviews, she made it clear that she doesn't need Stephen A.'s approval, boldly stating that her game will speak for itself every time she steps on the court. That confidence has only raised the stakes for her next games, as fans now watch not just for her team's performance, but to see whether she can silence the critics and prove Stephen A. wrong. Behind all of this, the WNBA itself faces a challenge. The controversy has undeniably brought more attention, driving headlines, trending hashtags, and increased viewership, but some insiders worry that the drama risks overshadowing the actual basketball. Is this feud helping the league grow by sparking conversation, or is it turning the WNBA into a media circus dominated by off-court battles? That is the question everyone is asking. What's clear is that all eyes are now on Angel Reese's next performance. The upcoming Chicago Sky Games feel less like regular season matchups and more like defining moments in her career. Every rebound, every bucket, every highlight will be scrutinized as proof of whether she belongs at the top or whether Stephen A.'s words will continue to hang over her. This isn't just about one analyst and one player anymore. It's about the future of the WNBA itself, about how young stars are treated, and about whether respect is earned on the court or shaped by the media's narrative. And as this feud rages on, fans can't help but ask, who will come out on top in this battle of words and reputation? The veteran voice of sports media, or the fearless rising star determined to prove everyone wrong? One thing is certain. The story of Stephen A. Smith versus Angel Reese is far from over, and the next chapter will play out under the brightest lights the league has ever seen. Stephen A. Smith and Angel Reese has quickly become one of the most talked about storylines in the WNBA, not only because of what was said, but because of what it represents for the league's future. Stephen A., known for his sharp tongue and controversial takes, has never been afraid to ruffle feathers, but when he suggested that Reese's fame is built more on social media presence and drama than on her actual performance, it felt like a direct attack on a young player still trying to find her footing. Reese, however, was not about to let the comments slide. She immediately fired back on Instagram Live, saying that if Stephen A. put half as much energy into supporting the WNBA as he does criticizing her, the league would already be in a better place. That fiery response sparked a social media frenzy, with fans, fellow players, and even celebrities weighing in. Hashtags like #StandWithReese trended for days, while others claimed Stephen A. was only saying what many analysts secretly believe, that Reese thrives more on her image and brand than on her stats. But the feud grew even more complicated when Caitlin Clark's name was pulled into the mix. Many accused Stephen A. of favoring Clark, praising her rise while dragging Reese down, which led to heated debates about race, favoritism, and the way the media chooses its stars. While Stephen A. doubled down, insisting he only speaks the truth and that real greatness must be proven on the court, Reese stood firm, declaring that she doesn't need his approval and that her game will always speak louder than his words. This back and forth has done more than create headlines. It has highlighted the growing pains of a league in the spotlight. On one hand, the controversy has brought new attention to the WNBA, drawing in fans who might not otherwise watch. On the other, critics worry that the drama is overshadowing the actual games, reducing the league to off-court gossip rather than on-court excellence. Now the pressure on Reese has never been greater, with every rebound and basket seen as a chance to silence her critics or prove them right. For Stephen A., the feud cements his role as the most polarizing voice in sports media, while for Reese, it's a defining moment in her career, a test of whether she can rise above the noise and show that her legacy will be written on the hardwood, not on Twitter. What's certain is that this battle is far from over, and the next chapter will unfold not in a studio or on Instagram, but in the bright lights of the WNBA court. The WNBA is on fire after a shocking clash between Stephen A. Smith and Angel Reese. And this time, it's not just about basketball. Did Stephen A. cross the line, or is Angel Reese proving she can't handle the truth? Stay tuned, because this story has the entire sports world talking. It all started when Stephen A. made a brutal statement live on air. He claimed, quote, "Angel Reese's fame is built on social media and drama, not basketball." The studio went silent, but the reaction outside was explosive. Reese didn't stay quiet. She clapped back on Instagram Live, saying, "If Stephen A. spent as much time uplifting the WNBA as he does tearing me down, the league would be in a much better place." Those words lit the internet on fire. Social media erupted instantly. Hashtags like #StandWithReese started trending. Fans accused Stephen A. of propping up Caitlin Clark by dragging Angel Reese down. Others claimed Reese was just playing the victim card. The very next day, Stephen A. doubled down. He fired back live, saying, "I speak the truth, whether people like it or not. If Angel Reese is a star, she needs to prove it on the court, not just on TikTok." His words spread like wildfire. Fans are now divided. Some are calling Stephen A. the only analyst brave enough to say what others won't. Others say his comments reek of bias, disrespect, and even a touch of jealousy. Reese's supporters quickly came to her defense. Teammates, fans, even celebrities spoke out. They argued Stephen A. was dismissing a young player who's fighting to bring new fans to the WNBA. For them, this wasn't about basketball, it was about respect. Things got even messier when Caitlin Clark's name entered the debate. Many fans believe Stephen A. is protecting Clark, praising her rise while tearing down Reese. This fueled a heated debate: is this about basketball talent or favoritism in the media? A criticism against Stephen A. skyrocketed. Some accused him of being out of touch with the new generation. Others said he's targeting Angel Reese because controversy drives ratings. But one thing is certain: the spotlight on the WNBA has never been brighter. Reese didn't stop there. She responded again, saying, "I don't need Stephen A. Smith's approval. My game speaks for itself, and I'll prove it every time I step on that court." It was a bold statement, and one that raised the stakes for her next performance. Behind the drama, the WNBA itself faces a challenge. While controversy is bringing attention, some worry it's overshadowing the actual games. Is this feud helping the league grow, or dragging it into a circus of off-court drama? All eyes are now on Angel Reese's next game. Fans want to see if she can silence the critics with her play, or if Stephen Yes words will come back to haunt her. This isn't just about one game, it's about her legacy. This battle between Stephen A. Smith and Angel Reese has become bigger than basketball. It's about respect, power, and the future of the WNBA. But here's the real question: who will win this war of words? The veteran voice of sports media, or the rising star determined to prove everyone wrong?